Welcome to Comics, Comics, and Pizza. Today we'll be reviewing Batman Zero Year, issue 21,
Superman Unchained, issue 1.
and Man of Steel. Welcome to Comics, Comics, and Pizza. First up, we have the much anticipated Batman Zero Year, or however it looks on there backwards. But it's good. So, everyone's been talking about this book for a while, getting ready for it. Scott Snyder's been saying how he wants to redo the origin story of Batman, which is hard to do and still be exciting, because we all know parents die, blah, 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 he becomes Batman. But this is a very different way of doing it that I really like. Scott Snyder, if you don't know who he is, fantastic writer. Everything he does, I've never been disappointed. American Vampire, Superman Unchained, Batman, Swamp Thing, very good writer. And this first issue is when he comes back to Gotham. And things are very different than what you imagine a Batman origin story. You don't really even hear about the death of the parents. He kind of skips that because we all know it already.
I like that about it.
It's like, get to the point, basically. I like that.
Gets right into the story.
Yeah. You can tell that he puts a lot of heart into all the stories of Batman, with the Joker story and the Court of Owls. And with this one, he just wants to really tell a great origin story. And it's off to a good start. It has a lot of nice, little inklings of what's going to happen next. At the end, you find out who the first villain is. That's kind of a nice surprise. You learn how to get some of his little gadgets. A lot of just hinting to the future. This is a 7-issue arc, so it's going to be basically over a year to tell the whole story. And but so far, 4 stars out of 5. Really good stuff. Amazing art as always, and great writing.
I would go 4.5 out of 5 because I love Batman. I think it was really cool how he's not Batman right away, and you get to see him really get into like his detective roots. He uses disguises instead of his outfit, so it's pretty cool. I like where it's starting. Very interested to see where it goes from here.
And I will say the first 3 pages kind of starts at the end, it looks like, at the story, and really grabs you in right away. Makes you ask a lot of questions right at the beginning. And I will say, Snyder, in my opinion, is the only writer who has really good backstories at the end. If you read Jeff Johns stories, or any story really, they always have like 4-page side story, which to me is a waste of time. Sometimes it makes no difference to me in the whole story. I just want to read the main story. But this one actually makes sense with the story. Same thing with Death of the Family. It actually made sense to the story to have the Joker talking to Riddler and Penguin. It helped the story more. Most comics I hate it. Justice League of America, Justice League, I hate when they have all this extra stuff. Shazam can be his own comic book with all the stuff we've been reading in Justice League. I pay $3.99, give me a full book. But that's another rant for another day. But Batman Zero Year, 7-issue arc, should be entertaining. Very nice glossy, cover. So glossy. Perfect to get signed.
Embossed here.
Yeah, embossed. That's a word.
Fancy.
Really fancy.
It's fancy.
What she says. So, like we said, 4.5, 4 stars because I'm a real critic. Definitely pick it up. Okay, next up we have Superman Unchained. Also, Scott Snyder. We just talked about him, how great he is. Artist, Jim Lee, the legend Jim Lee.
Great artist.
An amazing list of things to say. The original X-Men in the 90s, the first volume of Justice League, New 52. List goes on and on for Jim Lee. And he really wanted to work with Scott Snyder. And it has come out in a great, great way. This first issue really just jumps into the action. It's kind of like watching an episode of Superman. It just jumps right into it.
Mm-hmm.
And just from the art alone and the way the story is told, I think it's a beautifully done story, right in time for the movie. And you get a lot for this. It is $5. You can see there, probably not.
I think it's worth it.
Definitely worth it. Also glossy.
Very
special
glossy,
issue.
Very shiny,
and you get a special poster in here that you can't take out, but of course you wouldn't because it actually has writing on it and it's part of the freaking story. But it's still very impressive. you get Superman crashing into a space station.
Page that's actually part of the comic.
Yeah.
In the back.
Superman doing more Superman kind of things.
Being Superman.
Being Superman. So you can't beat that. You get a nice poster. So all in all, this is a really, really strong first issue. I give it 5 stars. A really nice, surprising ending. Great natural dialogue between Jimmy and Clark, and everything just really fit in the story. And it feels like this is what Superman shouldn't have been since New 52 started. Because the first volume of Superman really isn't that great. It's kind of slow paced and boring, and I can handle boring, okay? But this stuff is just, before it was just hard to read. This is really just Scott Snyder at his finest. It's really his pacing and his storytelling, and I like the way he makes Superman sound. And amazing art. So 5 stars for this story.
I definitely agree, 5 stars. The art is amazing. It's beautiful. I think they did a great job representing the characters, and they've really come up with an intriguing story. So definitely pick it up.
Now, this is a 5-issue limited series. So you don't have to know about Superman, other stuff in New 52. You don't have to know anything about it. This is its own contained universe, kind of. It isn't a New 52 universe, but it's its own contained story. And I think everyone will like it. 5 issues, so if you're not into Superman or you never read a Superman book, start with this one. Go for it. You don't have to worry about any other stuff in the past. Just the basic stuff. Lex Luthor, Superman, Daily Planet, the basics. And it's a great fun story. Okay, next up we are reviewing a non-spoiler review of Man of Steel.
We'll try.
We'll go around and beat around the bush a lot. Okay, Man of Steel. Saw it opening night, IMAX 3D, which is totally worth seeing in IMAX 3D. The 3D part, I don't know, but the IMAX part, definitely. Now, the best things I can say about the movie without spoiling anything is it's just a really good, fun movie. It's a tiny bit long. They couldn't have cut off, because it's 2 hours and 20 minutes. That's a long movie. They could have honestly shaved off 15, 20 minutes. But it's a very, very good movie. Cameron's name, Harvey Keitel, I want to say his name is.
Harvey Keitel?
No, that's a different actor. Harvey Keitel, I could be wrong. He's Superman, and he played it perfectly. He played Superman perfectly. Keyword, Superman. Clark Kent, who you really see, the bumbling idiot Clark Kent, you see at the end of the movie, you
don't see at the end of the movie?
Yeah, he's just Clark Kent, and I have glasses. There's no bumbling idiot, there's no, oh, sorry, Lois,
There's not even a real personality change to say this is my secret identity. It's really like,
glasses.
Okay, I'm a different person now.
Glasses. And, and everything wrong with the movie is purely nitpicking.
Yeah.
It's not like major things. I mean, unless the ending to some people is very controversial, and when you see it, you can make your own opinion. I think it fit the modern age of the character and movies right now, what people are tired of and people want to see.
I really appreciate the ending because for me, without giving away anything, for me that's what I want from a superhero. That's just me.
I usually don't, but in this instance I do, and it made sense, and the way it did it was very appropriate for the character. Now, criticisms, Amy Adams is a good actress, and the character is fine.
Love her, but not in this movie.
Not in this movie. She's a good actress. The character is fine, but it's not Lois Lane. They literally could have made it any other character, no name character. But calling it Lois Lane, it just didn't feel like her. I really feel like they should have saved her for the ending when Clark actually goes to the Daily Planet. I think that would have been a nice nod to the future movies. But this felt like just another character that couldn't have been anyone. Some things with her character felt a little forced, and it didn't feel like really Lois Lane. Now, a lot of critics are saying bad things about the movie, but I noticed it's because they're kind of old. They're kind of in their 40s, 50s, 60s. I'm not saying 40 is old, but they're used to the Christopher Reeves 1978.
They hold a candle to the old movies.
Yeah, and they think that's what it should be. I love the old movie. I grew up with watching Christopher Reeves be the bumbling idiot. Christopher Reeves played Clark Kent amazing.
But it's the same as looking at the old Batman movies and looking at the new movies and saying, oh, he's not the same, or he did something, and
he's not Michael Keaton. No, Christian Bale's not Michael Keaton, but you know what? He made his own character.
Yeah.
And I feel a lot of people held on to the old movies a lot when they shouldn't have, and that affected their opinion on this movie. When really, this movie really just gave you everything you wanted to see a Superman movie have. It showed a lot of Krypton, which was really nice. We've never seen that much.
Nice.
We haven't never seen that much of Krypton. Kurt Russell, great Jor-El. Fantastic Jor-El. He really brought a lot to the movie because he's Kurt Russell. He's a great actor. Or Russell Crowe, sorry.
Yeah,
Russell Crowe. Whatever. That's what I meant. I've heard it both ways. Yeah, it's another way of saying his name. But all in all, I thought it was just a fantastic movie, a fun time. Just a tiny bit long. And hopefully next movie they work on Clark Kent. Make him a real different character.
You don't get to see
literally 3 minutes.
Clark Kent for that long. Yeah. So maybe
you see Farm Boy Clark Kent.
He'll get into it a little more.
Yeah, you see Farm Boy Clark Kent, but even that is still Superman, really.
Yeah.
It's not really Farm Boy, wholesome, humble Clark Kent. He doesn't even get along with his dad in the movie, which another thing people didn't like about the movie is Kevin Costner's character, who didn't feel like it really represented Father Kent, because he wasn't as sympathetic or pushing Clark to be a great hero. He kind of said, "Stay in the corner, don't show yourself to the world." And some people didn't like that. I thought it fit this character. It fits the movie. If you keep everything the same, if you make a frame for frame copy of the '78 version, I don't want to see that. I want to see a unique new movie, and that's what this was.
That's what we got. Definitely.
And it's definitely worth paying the money to see. And you might as well see an IMAX, because either way you're paying $14. At least where we are. A regular movie down here is $14. You want to see an IMAX 3D, $15. I'm going to see an IMAX 3D. So all in all, 5 stars. In the sense of a superhero movie, there's definitely better movies in the world. But in my opinion, this definitely beat Iron Man 3 for this summer. And it's definitely going to be a good jump-off point to kind of lead the DC universe movie-wise into the Justice League future, hopefully. Hopefully they can get
this will get us somewhere.
Yeah, hopefully we can get a good Flash movie and Wonder Woman movie, probably, maybe not.
Or something.
Something. Maybe a Green Lantern sequel that's actually good, Maybe take out Ryan Reynolds and put in Jon Stewart and have someone who's going to be a good Jon Stewart. Denzel. And why?
Nick Joseph.
Me? That'd be a great Jon Stewart. Just have the black guy voice. So yeah, great movie, 5 stars, superhero movie-wise. If you notice that, we always rate it by the actual genre it's in, not as a movie. As a movie, it's average. As a movie, if you're not a fan of superheroes,
it's slightly more epic.
Yeah, it's definitely epic.
An average action.
Amazing special effects, absolutely amazing special effects. Great score if you care about the kind of music in the background. Great score. If you don't care about superhero movies, you shouldn't be watching the show, probably. I think you're kind of weird if you're watching so you don't care about superheroes.
Probably turn it off. Or, 5 minutes ago.
5 minutes ago. You're weird. You have too much time on your hands. But if you care about superhero movies, this is definitely a great one. If you're not a fan of Superman, which a lot of people aren't, some people don't care about him, say he's too one-dimensional. This one. It's still a good movie. Still a good read.
Still a great comic. Still a good movie.
Yeah. So, and she doesn't care at all about Superman.
I don't care about.
She only cares about Batman. See what she's doing? Right there. So,
that's what I care about.
Definitely go check it out. That's what... in the end, that's what happens to everything. Remember that, kids. So, life lessons. So, that's it for Comics, Comics, and Pizza, this edition. If you have any comments about how the show is, and if you like not
positive
seeing spoilers,
comments, you
positive
can leave
comments.
them below. Negative comments,
keep it to yourself. If you like having no spoilers in your show, tell us. We'll do more non-spoiler.
If you like
shows.
Spoilers, we
tell
can
us.
Do a special spoiler edition for you.
Very true. If you want a spoiler-filled review of Man of Steel, we can do a 15-minute spoiler-filled review, and we'll give it to you because you're our fans. Shout out to anyone who's been subscribing to our page, which has been 5 or 6 people. We appreciate you. Vampire Hunter 90-something and GL Sector something. We appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for your support. Okay? Thank you. Bye.